Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome in. How are y'all today? Looks like a good group in here. If you figured out the Wordle, don't tell anybody what it is, but has anybody figured it out? Ah, very good. Attaboy, Chase. If you haven't, we'll let you try again at the break. I think it resets for you too. The puzzle will also reset. I wish that it would hold your place, if you're like halfway through, come back in, and it will still be halfway through, but it won't do that for you, I'm afraid. So if you don't get it by the end, the Wordle that is, by the end of break, I'll tell you what it is, or I'll let Jace tell you what it is. Cool. Moving away from the play area, the playroom, however you want to say it. Okay. This afternoon, we are going over linking verbs, a little bit of poetry, just a few things, and we are doing the biggest writing assignment we've done this year. We're going to be talking about that and how to put together a good paragraph, and then we'll be talking about holes because, correct me if I'm wrong, we finished it, right? We did. We spent 4 weeks finishing it up. How did we like the ending? Just fine. I thought it was a happy ending. We've been in school for 6 weeks, month and a half. Isn't that wild? We're almost halfway through the 6. Right. The break is between weeks 6, 7. Oh. Oh, you silly kids. I thought it was. I liked the ending. It's like the good guys got good things and the bad guys got what was coming to them. Correct, Lacey. Yeah, because not everybody who was at Camp Green Lake was innocent of their crimes, like Stanley, but that work camp, especially for kids, was a bit much. Like there's a sweet spot that we have to hit with punishments. We can't just do cruel and unusual punishments, especially for just everything. Because Stanley stole a pair of shoes and he went to this place where he was basically tortured every day. It's like maybe overshooting a bit. Mhm. Mhm. It's a real thing though. People doing criminal activities whenever they are young and need to spend some time in juvenile detention centers, things like that. That's why we got them. Crime isn't just for the grown-ups. Do you have plans to watch it soon? It'll be on Disney Plus. Disney put it out. Yay! I wish we could all come over with our popcorn and come watch with you. There were a lot. Yes, they weren't just a regular pair of shoes. Cool. Let's get prayer requests from anybody who needs to put something out there and unburden yourself. That's what prayer request time is really good for. Praying together. Even the Bible tells us that that is more powerful, but also it's just like, oh, just kind of letting people know, hey, I'm struggling with something. It unburdens you. Helps us be able to focus. Long as it's not a spoiler, yeah. Ow. Did you Autumn? They did a great job in the movie. It's not exactly like the book, but it's pretty darn close as movies and, uh, books go. And Shia LaBeouf, he's so good. I like him in everything I've ever seen him in. Keep it clean, take care of it, Lacey. We'll pray about it, though. Oh, well, Jace, how about you hold it over till next week then? Well, no, go ahead and share it. We've already finished the book. There's nothing that happens in the movie that we don't already know from the book, so go ahead. My son has a couple of bearded dragons, and in the movie, the yellow spotted lizards are bearded dragons. That's what they used, for the special effects and stuff. And so he has two bearded dragons, and the male one is named Mr. Sir. Oh, I don't know because I don't know what you're planning to share, Jace. But we've already, like I said, we've already finished the book, so nothing that you talk about with the movie will be a spoiler. Asher, what'd you think? Okay, still getting any prayer requests from anybody, and Jace just sharing something from the movie with us. And then we'll pray and begin our lessons. Parker, is your cousin your age in cancer treatment? Oh, okay. Yeah, we will certainly pray for that. Nice, Sarah. You guys are doing well in this season? Okay, Chase. Well, good. All right, well, let's pray for those things that y'all mentioned, and then we will get started with linking verbs. Here we go. Heavenly Father, I thank you for everyone who is in here. I pray for Lacey's foot as she is not wanting that injury to get infected. I want to pray for Parker's cousin finishing up cancer treatment. Lord, we pray for the cancer treatment to be successful and for the body to accept it and not get too sick from the treatment. We also want to pray for Sarah and her extracurricular activities. Thank you for the win last night, but we also pray for safety for her and anybody else who's doing sports this fall. And these things we ask in Christ's name. Amen. All right. Now, in the homework, we were finding action verbs. Let's go through the homework and make sure that you guys understand why the answers were what they were. John and I fished from the beach. What's the action verb in number one? Fished. How about the action verb in number 2? Ate. Number 3, flew. Got some people quick on the keyboard today. Number 4, not slowly. That's another part of speech. Foaming. We're on number 4. Nope, foaming is not it either. Jace, you got it. You just said crumb or crumbled. Correct. All right, let's take a pause right here and look at why some of these other answers were not the correct answer. So, slowly is telling us how it crumbled. Crumbled is our verb, right? Does anybody know? We haven't had this lesson yet, but does anybody know what part of speech modifies a verb? This will be something you have learned in years before. Ah, it's an adverb, but don't worry if you didn't know that because we haven't had that lesson yet. How about foaming? Now, with my blinders on, looking just at foaming, I would call it a verb as well. But look what it's doing here. What kind of sea was it? It was a foaming sea. If sea is a noun, then what is foaming modifying? And Jace got it. Foaming is an adjective. Dang. That's a tricky part of our language because foaming can be used as a verb, but here in number 4, it's being used as an adjective. So I have to read the sentence. Oh, yes, you can. Yes. If I were to say, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If I were to say the sea was foaming, foaming is a verb there. It's what the sea was doing. But in number 4, foaming is telling us what kind of sea it is. Jace is seeing a pattern. He said the action verb is after the noun. He is correct. And so far, it's been after I and fish and pelican and wall. So, yeah, he's seeing a pattern here, but that's not always the case. Because, Jace, I could switch that sentence around just a little bit and say the old wall slowly crumbled. And then slowly is an adverb for crumbled. And so crumbled, the verb is still the verb there, but it's not right next to wall. So we can't say we'll always find an action verb next to a noun. You're seeing a pattern, though. I love that you're seeing a pattern. I don't want that to be confusing for you. All right, let's move on to number 5. We're getting a little restless here. What is the verb for number 5? Sang. There's another one. And walked. Huh, it's interesting. Numbers 1 through 4, we just had one verb and we have 2 in number 5. Okay. How about number 6? Saw. Correct. All right. 7. Through. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And 8. Paddled. Easy enough. And 9. Swam. And Lacey sees, and saw. Interesting. On number 9, had 2 of them as well. All right, number 10. Gasped. Dove as well. Interesting. Okay. Any questions, confusion? Like what we did on number 4? All right. I'm so happy whenever you guys ask questions when you're now if you're not confused, we don't need to ask, right? But if we are, please ask questions. That's why we're in here. If you were designed to just understand it the first time, you wouldn't need me. I'm here to help you. Okay. That was action verbs. We're going to move on to linking verbs today. Who has a song that they have already learned their linking verbs to? If you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, then you haven't. But some people come in already knowing these a little. All right, Lacey has never. Okay, we all know the tune of Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? Okay. We're putting our list of linking verbs to Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay. I'm going to sing it through the first time just so you can hear it, and then I'll sing it through a second time. You guys can sing along with me so that you get a feel for it. You won't memorize it by the end of the day, but you can at least go through it with me. I'm going to sing it through once. Here we go. End of one, end of two. Is, are, was, were, am, be, been, has, have, had, do, does, did, may, might, must, can, will, shall, being, could, would, should. Okay, I'm going to sing it through again. Follow the bouncing arrow here. I'm going to point to it as I go through. You sing along with me this time in the privacy of your own home. And a one, and a two. Is, are, was, were, am, be, been, has, have, had, do, does, did, may, might, must, can, will, shall, being, could, would, should. Is there a song that we could come up with for all of the action verbs in our language? Uh, I don't even know how many action verbs we have in our language. There's got to be hundreds of thousands. So I don't know of a song that could be that long. Okay. But this is, I don't know how many linking verbs are in this song, but there's, 20 or so. That's why we can memorize our linking verbs and not our action verbs. Okay. Seriously. Seriously. Now, they're 23. Thank you, Lucy. There's another reason why we need to memorize linking verbs. Action verbs we can imagine, right? We picture them, we picture someone jumping, we picture someone swimming, we picture something foaming. But with linking verbs, I can't really picture someone being or someone maying or aring, right? That's not an action attached to these words. They're really bland, they're really kind of colorless, right? Because all they do is this in the sentence. They link the two halves of the sentence together, the subject to the predicate. And that's all they do. So luckily we can memorize. All right, hold on, I got a question. Okay. All right. So I have this, let me make sure. I think I have a picture of this on this week's folder, in this week's folder, week 6, that yellow folder, right? Oh, I don't. Let me load that real quick because I want you guys to be able to practice on your own for this. Okay. There we go. Okay. It's in the folder now. All right. So what do we do with linking verbs? In week 6's folder, I just put a picture of this so that you can practice on your own. I was talking to myself as I'm doing it. Sorry. Okay, doke. Moving right along. So what do linking verbs do? I told you that they do this, right? They just kind of link the subject of the sentence to the predicate of the sentence. The subject, who or what our sentence is about, is quackers, right? Is, and then it links what quackers is to a duck. What a cute name for a duck, right? Instead of crackers, quackers. Adorable. And that's kind of boring, right? Quackers is a duck. Okay, well, that's nice, but the verb is boring. It's not really, yeah, it's not really giving an action or anything. All right. So I swear this does have to do with linking verbs, but put into words 2 plus 2. Well, Put that equation into words. Oh, how cute, Lazy. Put that into words. Hi, Zealand. Jay said 2 plus 2 equals 4, correct? Correct. Is there any other way that we can say that? Particularly this part of it? 2 plus 2 is 4. Does anybody in here like word problems in math? Jace does? Okay, good. I was not a fan. It complicated math for me whenever I was in school, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what?" Okay, but when we're learning how to do word problems, we learn that certain words in the word problem just mean things that we see in the equation, right? So the word plus means this. What about this word? Oops, should be just one. If we have that, what is the what are some words that could go along with that little symbol? Minus. Other ways to say it are like less than, subtract, take away. Exactly, exactly. We could go on and on about those, right? So when we have an equal sign in mathematics, it can say equals or it can be is. Now, wait a second. I said is a linking verb. So how interesting is it that our sentences are almost like an equation of words? So let's go back in over here to Quackers is a duck. Quackers equals a duck. Oh, that's what a linking verb does. It shows us what Quackers is, kind of like an equation. Just like an equation, 2 plus 2 equals 4, what's on one side of the equal sign is the same thing as on the other side of the equal sign. Yeah. Okay. So that's just another little layer of understanding of what a linking verb is doing. It's acting like an equal sign. Okay. Now, we call this the equal sign trick, actually. When we have a word that we're wondering, okay, is this action or linking? Maybe you don't remember all of the Mary Had Little Lamb song, right? You can actually test the verb to see, is it a linking verb? If you replace the verb with an equal sign and the equal sign works, then you've got a linking verb. If the equal sign doesn't work, I don't know that it gives me anything. Oh, then we've got an action verb. Actually, I did not know that the double thumbs down did the rain thing. How fun is that? Let me see if I can help Zealand real quick. Zealand, log out and back in. Okay. All right. So the open sea is a big place. The open sea equals a big place. Does that work? It does. The open sea equals a big place. The open sea is a big place. Yes. The equal sign actually does work. All right, let's do a couple more. All right. All right, well, I'm gonna add a little something to you, okay? So there are a handful of verbs out there that can be either action or they can be linking, depending on how they're used. Okay. I call these the sensory verbs, the five senses. What are the five senses? looks, appears, smells. We've got two. What are the other senses? Feels. Two more. Sounds. That's a verb that can be an action or a linking verb. And the last one, tastes. Okay. So those types of words like look can be action or it can be linking. So it can be the act of looking, like using my eyes to take in the image and my brain translate it, right? But it can be a linking verb. I'll show you what I mean here. Okay, so you look upset. You equal upset. You are upset. Does that work as an equal sign? It does. So look is a linking verb. Okay, you look through the telescope. You equals through the telescope. You are through the telescope. No, that one does not work. So look in the second example sentence is an action verb. One more time. Replace the verb that you're questioning with the equal sign. And if the equal sign works, then you have a linking verb because linking verbs do the job of an equal sign. Right, Lucy? Okay. So if the equal sign trick works, I have a linking verb, like in the first example sentence. You look upset. You equals upset. You are upset. Yes. Linking verb. If the equal sign doesn't work, then I have an action verb. You look through the telescope. You equals through the telescope. You are through the telescope. That equal sign doesn't work there. So look in the second example, action verb. Does that make sense? Jace has got it. Okay. Lucy's got it on the second run through. We'll do some more examples. Okay. Michelle ran on the beach. Now, ran is not one of the five senses, is it? Like I can't really tie that to one of the five senses. Is ran going to be an action or a linking verb? Action. That's right. I'm going to say AVP, action, verb, predicate. So AVP is action, verb, predicate. We're just getting used to the lingo here. LVP is linking, verb, predicate. Okay, very good. Very good. Number 2, what is my verb? Was is my verb. Nope, fisherman is a noun. That's a person, right, Lucy? All right, and Jace is telling us that was is a linking verb. Is, are, was, were. Yes, it's in the linking verb song. Very good. All right, how about number 3? Saw. Ooh, that looks like it could be one of the five senses, right? So do we need to test it with the equal sign? We equal a sailboat. We are a sailboat. That equal sign doesn't work. We are not a sailboat. We saw a sailboat. So we're actually using our eyes as an action verb there. Okay. How about number 4? Them is a pronoun. Ate is the verb. Is it action or is it linking? Jay says action. He's on this one. Just because it's a little verb like ate or go doesn't mean that it's in the linking verb column. Okay. Okay, let's slow down here. I think we're moving a little fast for some people. Jace is on the ball, so he is really on it. But let's slow down for those who are having a little bit of trouble. What are some questions that you guys have over the first 4 examples we've done? Maybe we should take one at the time. Do we all understand how ran is our verb in number 1 and that it's an action verb? Do we all understand that? Give me a green check mark. There we go. Thank you, Lucy. Green check mark if you understand that ran is our verb and it is action. There you go. Joel, Lacey, Sarah, how about you guys? Zealand, I don't know if you can hear me yet. Sarah, show me in the there you go. Sarah, show me in the see the green check marks by names? And Joel, you too. I want everybody to show me they understand. Thank you, thank you. Joel, where are ya? Show me with the green check mark, bud. There you go. Well done. Okay, number 2. Theodore was a good fisherman. Do we get it? Green check mark, or do we need help? Red X. We understand that was is our verb and that it is linking in number 2. All right, Lacey, how about you? All right. In number 3, we understand that saw is our verb and that it is action. Don't be shy. Even if you're the only red X up there, don't be shy. Tell me that you don't understand if you don't understand so we can talk about it. Joel, do you get this one? Number 3? And Sarah, do you? Okay. All right. And number 4, do we all understand that ate is our verb? And do we understand that it is an action verb? Okay. So look, Lucy and Lacey are both saying no, they don't understand one of those 2 things. So we'll talk about it. Okay. First, girls, do we understand that Misha ate them? That ate is our verb. Misha is them. Right. So if I try my equal sign trick, Misha equals them. Misha is them. Oh no, that doesn't work. So if the equal sign doesn't work, we have an action verb, right? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put over here in my notes, equal sign doesn't work. Equal, if I can spell it right, equal sign does work. You might want to write that down if you think you might have trouble remembering it. Okay. Now, again, another thing about you girls, you were like, wait a minute, 8 is just a 3-letter word. Let's go back over here to when we were memorizing. Look, all these little words are, was, has. There's a bunch of 3-letter words in there, but also look and see, is 8 a part of our verb song? Is, our, was, were, and be, been, has, have, had, do, does, did, may, might, must, can, will, shall, be, could, would, should. No 8 in there. So if I had that memorized, I could run through it in my head and realize, oh, even though 8 is a little word, it's not going to be in my linking verb song. And it's not really one of our 5 senses either. Because while taste is a verb that might be, action or linking, depending on the equal sign, we did not say that the equal sign works there. Does that make sense, girls? Now that we've talked a little bit more about it? All right, you are welcome. We just needed to slow down a bit. Okay, what's my verb in here? Lucy grabbed a paintbrush. Grabbed. Grabbed is my action verb, right, Lacey? Okay. I think she was just saying, oh, look, Lucy's name. And it is an action verb. Does everybody understand this one? Thank you, Asher, for showing me the green check mark. And Autumn, do we all understand grabbed is the verb and its action? We can imagine somebody doing that, right? Grabbed it. Okay, cool. And number 6, Luigi is a good carpenter. Is. Oh, poor Zealand, he couldn't hear. Ooh, linking verb. Is, are, was, were. Oh, it's the first word in our Mary Had a Little Lamb song. And the equal sign trick does work. Luigi equals a good carpenter. Luigi is a good carpenter, right? We all get number 6. Thank you, Asher. Thank you, Autumn. Thank you, Sarah. Parker. Lucy. Joe, Lacey, y'all good? Just looking for the green check marks is all. All right. Well done. The air smelled fresh. Smelled. Okay. Ooh. Very good. Jace said linking verb. Is he right? That smelled is a linking verb. It goes along with one of our 5 senses. The air smelled fresh. The air equals fresh. The air is fresh. You are correct. It is a linking verb. Because the equal sign trick works, right? Lacey, what part of that is unclear to you? Okay. Just had to slow down a second and think. Uh-huh. That's it. All right. Well done, everybody. Whew. So we added to our action verb knowledge that there's another kind of verb. There are linking verbs. And that those verbs are kind of boring. They kind of just do what an equal sign does. And that's also how we can tell the difference if we're questioning the word. Oh gosh. 8, we didn't know. Is it an action or a linking verb? The equal sign trick doesn't work, so it's action. Oh, smelled, we tested with the equal sign. Oh yeah. You can test any verb with the equal sign. Any action verb is not going to work. So even if you're like, well, I can't remember, is foaming. Okay. The sea is foaming. Well, let's just stop right there. The sea is foaming. The sea equals, and there's really nothing on the other side of it. So no, the equal sign trick won't work there. Just an example of how you can use it anywhere. All right. That's linking verbs for you. Not too bad. Let's do our confusing words of the week, and then we will take our 5-minute break because we're about halfway through class, believe it or not. So, and so. Actually, sow. What is the difference between all of those words? You pronounce all of these so, and one of them you can pronounce sow as well. Mhm. Do you? Define that for us, Lucy. What do you mean you like to sew? Sew a needle pulling thread. Kind of hard to explain it. So, it's sewing. So, you're attaching two pieces of cloth together with thread when you SEW sew. Now, what about this sew? SOW. La, a note to follow, so. Oh, SOW so? Do we all does anyone do any of us know? Well, this is pronounced so and sow, SOW. If I'm using the word as so, SO, like so. Ah, and explain to me what sowing in a garden is. Mhm. That is the correct usage to sow in a garden. But what am I doing if I'm sowing in a garden? I drag my folding chair out there and I use the needle and throw. I guess that's could one way you could. Yay, Zealand, good job. You're planting. To sow the seeds is when you either scatter them, because you can plant flowers and stuff by just scattering seeds, or you can sow the seeds into the dirt by like burying them. But that's SOW, sow, to sow seeds. So if I were to say, you reap what you sow, what does that mean? That's a cliche saying. You reap what you sow. Mm. Zealand, you'll have to watch the first half of class, but there's no way I can recap it for you. Well, I just explained it to you. SOW is what? That's it, Parker. I harvest the stuff that I plant. Oh. So if I sow seeds, let's say I'm going to sow corn seeds, then what will I reap? If I plant corn, what will I harvest? Tomatoes? No. I will reap, harvest what I sow, plant. If I plant corn, then I will harvest corn. Okay. Now, there is a metaphorical usage of that cliche as well. That's the literal, the literal meaning. I will harvest what I plant. Now, exactly. So if I am rude to everyone around me, I am sowing, SOW, metaphorically, rudeness and anger. What will I reap? What will harvest? What will come back to me? So if I Tomatoes. No. If I sow rudeness, what will come back to me? What will I harvest then from other people? If I'm rude, they will be probably rude back to me. No, not necessarily. Exactly. You reap what you sow. If you put kindness out there, what will you reap? People will likely be kind back to you. You reap what you sow. Oh, so it can be literal, what I actually plant with my fingers in the dirt, or it can be figurative, maybe how I'm acting. So whenever somebody says you reap what you sow, you get what you put out. Okay. Now, SOW can also be pronounced sow. Anybody in here have any farm animals? Pigs, particularly? No, no farm animals here. I don't want pigs. I have I have some chickens and I have a horse and I've had cows and goats in the past. You have a cat? But no pigs. I'm not interested in having pigs. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So what is a sow? It has to do with pigs. What is a sow? We have the sow and we have the boar. We just call them all pig. Right. Exactly. It's a girl pig who has babies. Yeah, it's just a farm term. How about SOW having to do with farming, some with planting, some with animals? Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. A sow is a reproducing female pig. A boar is a reproducing male pig. He doesn't have the babies, he just helps make the babies. But a sow, that's how you can pronounce that as well. Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right, let's go into the warm up area. You guys can play for about 5 minutes, maybe get the wordle. Maybe you got to start over with the puzzle. It undoes itself. Sorry about that. But you guys can play for about 5 minutes and then we'll keep going for the rest of class. See you after break. Oh, see you later, Autumn. Okay. Watch the recording for the second half of class, okay? See ya. All right, y'all. So Jace asked if anyone needed a clue on the Wordle. How about Jace? Time is kind of up here for doing the Wordle. So what is the answer? It's a long one today. Linking. Well, that makes sense. We dealt with linking verbs in the lesson. How cute. All right. Time to get to the rest of class today. Coming on back. Let's move on from our confusing words of the week to some Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. Now, Shakespeare was like the master. Okay. And so it's not a surprise that he was really good at using sounds to his advantage. Let's look at Romeo and Juliet and think about soft sounds that he would have used here. I'm going to turn on the whiteboard. You guys circle or underline or highlight the soft sounds that you see here or hear here. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. There are only a few little sounds in here that are not soft. Romeo is full of them. Okay, let's reset here. Remember what soft sounds are. Are soft sounds vowels? They won't be whole words. No, vowels are neither hard nor soft. So Only consonant sounds can be soft or hard. So if I were to circle like the R sound, that's a soft sound. What are some others? It won't be a whole word. There we go. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy Yes, the sound is soft. The d, that's a hard sound. That won't be a soft one. Th, nope, not the whole word. Not all of art. Well, first of all, the vowel sound can't be soft. Nope, no vowel sounds. Only consonant sounds like r. Good, good, good. N, r, and t. That's a hard sound, so it would not be the whole word art anyway. Nope, thy. I'm going to move you over here. Nope, the th is soft. Nope. Deny, that would be a vowel sound. We're getting very close. Nope, d. Hard or soft? Who's in the pink up here? Okay, Lucy, d. Hard or soft? R, w, d. Does the d sound the same as all those other soft sounds I gave you? Right. D is hard. We're looking just for soft sounds. I think we found them all, except the r sound in father. So check out all of the soft sounds. In fact, I'm going to circle in black the hard sounds. So the t sound is hard, the d sound is hard, and that's it. There are only two hard sounds in the entire thing. All the rest of the consonant sounds are soft. Now, it's all well and good to find them and be like, oh, yeah, that's a soft sound. But what was he striking here by using so many soft sounds? Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. What's he trying to get at using so many soft sounds? There is a calmness here. We're not excited. We're not desperate even. We're just kind of a sad longing. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? She's not like flailing, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art That's not what she's doing, right? It is. It's calm, it's romantic, maybe a bit sad because she's missing her feller. But then, man, my face was part of it. I was at Zion National Park in Utah, and that background, that was amazing, right? Yeah, seriously. Okay, so those soft sounds were striking that romantic, calm vibe there. Okay, then Shakespeare also gives us an example of a bunch of hard sounds. I'll just do this one for time's sake. Fillet of a fennel snake in the cauldron boil and bake. What are some hard sounds that we hear in here? Fillet of a finny snake in the cauldron boil and bake. It wasn't the time of year that we went, Zealand. I went in April. The k sound in snake and cauldron, yes. And bake. Ooh, look at all the k sounds in there. And boil and bake. Well, I don't pronounce this fillet. I pronounce it fillet. Fillet of a finny snake. So remember, it's not the letter, it's the sound. And the cauldron, the D sound. Good, good. Especially from cauldron on to the end. Cauldron, boil, and bake. Now, what's he striking with the using all these hard sounds? And, oh, that's a good one too. And bake. Almost missed it. Such a widow word. With these hard sounds, fillet of a finny snake in the cauldron, boil and bake. Not calm or romantic anymore. Rough. These are three witches in his tragic, yes, evil witches. Scary. Scary. There's a high energy there, right? Like, I'm very tense whenever I'm scared. Yeah, so these three witches are cooking up a batch of a spell to go after the king, Macbeth. So he is striking that fear and urgency and tension with those hard sounds that he uses. Isn't that cool that a poet can take just hard and I mean, we're not talking about rhyme, nothing else except for the sounds of the individual letters, and the poet can make it sound how they like depending on whether they use those softer, smoother sounds or the harder, scratchier sounds. I love it. I think that is so, so cool. All right. So now let's move on to holes, the end of holes. I had one of my favorite scriptures come to mind whenever I was reading this. The part from the novel is higher and higher they climbed. His strength came from somewhere deep inside him and also seemed to come from the outside as well. After focusing on Big Thumb for so long, it was as if the rock had absorbed his energy and now acted like a kind of giant magnet pulling him upward. Anybody else like Isaiah 40:31, the eagle scripture? My son had this on his wall in his bedroom when he was still a kid. Oh my gosh. Me too, Lacey. But some scripture just hits me anyway, deeper than others. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Well, that goes with holes. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not grow faint. I just heard this scripture in my head as I was imagining Stanley carrying zero nonetheless, climbing up this mountain, dehydrated and exhausted. I mean, I've been dehydrated before. It ain't nothing fun about dehydration, y'all. You feel garbage. Garbage. Right, caveman, exactly. So that strength that he's talking about had to come from somewhere. And I was like, that was God helping you up. I mean, they even called it God's thumb, right? I mean, you had some outside help, Mr. Stanley. He sure did. Even youths grow tired and weary. They will walk and not be faint. He was a little bit faint and he was a little bit weary, but he had some of that strength coming at him. I love it. Run and not grow weary. I've got several people typing, so I want to make sure that I'm not moving on until we say our piece about this. Okay, moving on to the next one. Just remember, Sam told the men before they left, it's very important you drink a bottle tonight. You got to get it in your bloodstream. The lizards don't like onion blood. So this is Sam who made the onion. Oh, what did he call it? Oh, it wasn't sploosh. That wasn't it. But they were drinking something flavored in onions, right? Whatever the tonic was. Exactly, exactly. So, he made it and he told the guys to drink it beforehand so you can kind of absorb it. What does that have to do with Stanley and Zero when they were in the treasure hole? They were covered in the lizards, and one bite should have done them in, but they didn't get bit because lizards don't like onion blood. Well, what? They didn't drink Sam's stuff, they drank the peach stuff. They ate onions up on God's thumb. Had they not eaten the onions to stay alive up on God's thumb, they wouldn't have had the onion smell about them. Have you ever done that? Have you ever eaten something like garlic or onions and like you smell like it after that? Not just your breath, but like it's coming out of you. Do you, Lacey? I've eaten enough garlic before that I kind of smelled like garlic afterwards. Yeah, but them having to eat the onions up on God's thumb helped protect them from the lizards down in the hole. Total coincidence. Like they didn't know that that's what they were doing. And everybody was baffled. They were like, why aren't they getting bitten? That's unusual for people your age to love onions like that. Let's think about how long the effects of bullying last. Do you? That's funny. All right. Here's the excerpt from the book talking about bullying. Clyde Livingston's sneakers were stolen sometime before 3:15, talking about in the afternoon. I found a young man, Derek Dunn, who said that at 3:20 you were in the bathroom fishing your notebook out of the toilet. Two girls remembered seeing you come out of the boys' room crying, carrying a wet notebook. So, what's happening in that first paragraph here? The representative has come and it was Stanley's lawyer, right? Came and was explaining something about the time and the shoes and him coming out of the bathroom. What was being explained? Ah, yes, Jace. So, Mr. said that makes sense why he was where he was. Back to my question. What is the lawyer trying to explain here, talking about all these times and everything, and what Derek Dunn said, and the girl seeing Stanley? I think it was a female. What was she trying to explain? That's what she's doing. Stanley's lawyer is explaining why Stanley is innocent. Now that's big, right? This woman is standing here saying, Stanley, I have evidence that you are innocent and you don't belong here at Camp Green Lake. You don't belong anywhere in jail because you didn't do it. I mean, that's what would you expect Stanley to be feeling as she's explaining this? New evidence that she's found that he's innocent. Right? Me too. All good things, right? Okay. Somebody's explaining I'm innocent and I don't have to be in jail anymore. Happy about that. However, look at Stanley's reaction. Stanley felt his ears redden. Even after everything he'd been through, the memory still caused him to feel Shame. So when he's hearing the evidence that he's innocent, that it's going to set him free, he's feeling exactly why. Why is he getting embarrassed and upset at the memories when he's being let out of jail? He's blushing and feeling ashamed about being bullied. He's remembering how it felt that day that Derek picked on him. Exactly, exactly. So, my question is, how long do the effects of bullying last when someone gets bullied? They can forever, hopefully not, but they can overshadow the effects and the feelings of upset about being bullied can overshadow good things, like Stanley getting freed. Isn't that amazing? That his embarrassment and upsetness about being bullied overshadowed that really should have been a great moment. Isn't that a shame? But it is what happened. Any other last minute thoughts on anything that happened in Holes? For our first book, it was pretty good. Some more good ones to come. Uh-huh. And that's embarrassing. He had to fish his notebook out of the toilet because Derek had thrown it in there. It's embarrassing to think about people knowing that you had to do that. So sad. I know, right? I'm thinking that notebook just gotta go. Like, maybe I'll fish it out to throw it in the garbage can, but I'm not taking that thing home. Gross. Unsanitary. Okay, anywho, let's move on to our writing assignment. Okay, you are required to write 100 words for this writing assignment. The writing prompt: what is the most important aspect of friendship? This won't be just a one sentence answer. 100 words. That's a good solid paragraph, 100 words is. Okay? Probably a 5 to 7 sentence paragraph. I don't need your answer now. You'll answer in the assignment and turn it into me. Okay? Now, when we're writing something of length like this, you have a writing process that you go through. The pre-writing phase is the first, where we're thinking about it. And then we'll talk about these other writing phases in just a few minutes. But we start with the pre-writing phase. What do you think pre-writing is about? What do we do in that step? There's more than just one idea, though, right? In 100 words. Hopefully, there's more than one. The most important aspect of friendship. Most people do. It's handwritten. Okay, I keep seeing Asher typing, so I'm waiting to see if he has something to add to or question about pre-writing. Not just sitting here silently for nothing. So there's a couple of different ways that you can pre-write. I'll go ahead and keep going here. I don't think he's really typing anything. If you do the cluster, or sometimes my students call this the spider graph method, you put your main idea in the middle. So decide for yourself, okay, what is the most important aspect of friendship? Is it trust? Is it quality time together? Is it supporting each other whenever you're feeling low? What is it? Right? And then branch off some details on that. That's what the little branches and other circles are for. Oh, if it's being there for somebody in a tough time, then maybe you give an example of, oh, whenever my friend's grandmother died, I was there for her. Or whenever another example could be that I helped whenever my friend broke her arm. I was there to help her with her schoolwork because she wasn't able to do just those are just examples, right? Another thing that you can do is you can just list things just straight down like a bullet point list like this. You can ask yourself questions and answer those questions. That's a pre-writing strategy. You can dialogue, like maybe have a conversation with yourself out loud. That one's less popular. This one's one of the most popular ones, but that's pre-writing. Planning out what I'm going to write about before I actually start with line number one. That's pre-writing. Then the drafting phase comes. I've already done my planning and thinking about what I want to write about. Now I'm going to start putting those brainstormed ideas down in the sentences, writing it out sentence by sentence. Then I revise. I bet you thought that you would be done after you finished, put the last period on the last sentence, drafting, done. No, there are three more steps after this. When you revise, you ask yourself, does everything make sense? Is everything in a good order? Do I have a good main idea sentence? Do all of my details point back to what I'm supposed to be talking about, the most important aspect of friendship? That's revising. Because sometimes we get finished writing a paragraph and maybe not all of our details actually have to do with what we wanted to say. So if I'm saying that the best aspect of friendship is I, I'm, being there for each other whenever somebody is in need, right? If I start talking about trusting that person, that might not really fit in with what I'm supposed to be writing about. Right? I've kinda changed topics and, "Oh, right, that doesn't really make sense why I'm talking about that now." Usually revising is a good thing to have someone else help you do. I hope so. I definitely hope so. Now, editing. Whose mom is good with a red pen to edit your writing? She finds those spelling errors and punctuation. Uh-huh, that dreaded red, isn't that just the worst when she gets that red pen out? Do I even have a red pen? There's a pink pen of mine that I could use. See, I don't like doing red whenever I'm editing somebody's paper because it makes it look like you've bled all over it. It's so bad. Your sister's good at it. So the editing phase, after you've got all your idea, all the ideas sound really good, everything sounds really clear, and it all fits together. Now get somebody else to help you polish it up. Make sure you don't have any spelling errors, all the commas are in the right place, etc. Anybody in here have some do you not have somebody who's good at editing papers? Like, I don't have anybody I can go to. Because a lot of times even your friends in class can help you with that. Yeah. So that's the next to the last phase. And then, I said there were 5. The last one is my favorite, publishing. That just means turning it in or printing it. Okay. All right. That is the writing, uh, the writing phases. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Autocorrect is pretty good. And anybody in here use Grammarly? That's real popular these days. I like Grammarly. I think it's good. Heard of it? Okay. Now, I'm going to ask that you guys give this to me in MLA format. Now, I'm not going to be real stickler this first time. I want you to just do the best that you can, but try and get it all right, okay? There is an MLA tutorial video that I made that you can watch. If you're not sure what MLA format is, I show you step by step how to set it up, all the details of it. You got to have a certain font, the lines have to be double spaced, the margins have to be 1 inch, and all that kind of stuff. All that's in the video though, because it's easier for you to like pause and you know, so I'm teaching it and you can pause the video and figure out what I just said. Oh yeah, and then hit play and keep going. Okay? All righty. You've got a verbs quiz that is very much like what we practiced in here, where you find the verb and you tell me action or linking, okay? And then, of course, I want that 100-word writing assignment. What is the most important aspect of friendship? Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns before we close out today? We have fall break next week, so no class next Monday. I don't know. She must have had an appointment or something during this class. Good, Jace. Yeah, if you've already been using MLA format, keep on doing it. Great habit. Okay. All right. What does it mean whenever we have fall break next week? No class next Monday, and you have 2 weeks to finish all the homework. You don't have to wait until, you don't have to spend 2 weeks on the homework. You can go ahead and get it done early if you want to have an actual break next week and not have to have the homework hanging over your head. But we will not meet for class next Monday, so I won't see you next week, but I'll see you the week after that for week 7. Is that where she is getting braces? Yee, she can tell us about it in week 7. Maybe she won't be sore anymore. Most people get them, don't they? Those braces. I had them too. Exciting. Sarah, how good does that feel, right? I know. Oh, you just can't help but feel your smooth teeth after you get braces off. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. So y'all are dismissed. I will see you in 2 weeks. Have a great fall break. Hopefully you see some pretty leaves in the next couple weeks. Bye, y'all.